Born of the tumultuous union between El, the supreme god, and the goddess Asherah, Baal embodies the raw power of the storm and the fertility of the earth. His ascent of prominence sparks jealousy among the gods, particularly his rival, the sea god Yam, and the chaos god Lotan. The tales of Baal's exploits are legendary. He battles ferocious beasts, commands the forces of nature, and even descends into the underworld, challenging the very forces of death itself. But it is his defiance against the cosmic order that defines him. Despite the machinations of his adversaries and the fickleness of fate, Baal stands resolute, a beacon of strength and determination. Yet amidst his triumphs, he grapples with his own vulnerabilities. His tumultuous relationship with Anat, the warrior goddess, mirrors the complexities of mortal love and desire. And in his moments of doubt, he seeks guidance from the white goddess Atharat, mother of the gods. Among the most significant religious traditions of the Near East, the Baal Cycle dates back to ancient Canaanite mythology. Baal's narrative intertwines with the broader tapestry of sun worship that spans cultures and epochs. In the ancient Near East, where his myth originated, the veneration of the sun as a symbol of vitality and divine power was pervasive. Baal himself embodies aspects of solar deity, his strength and vitality mirroring the life-giving force of the sun. Across the Mediterranean world, from ancient Egypt to Greece, sun worship took various forms, each reflecting local beliefs and traditions. In Egypt, Ra reigned supreme, symbolizing creation and renewal. In Greece, Apollo, the radiant god of light and prophecy, held sway over the hearts of mortals. Yet despite the diversity of cultural expressions, common themes emerge. The sun, with its daily journey across the sky, becomes a metaphor for the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Solar deities, like Baal, embody this eternal rhythm, their triumphs and tribulations echoing the cosmic dance of light and darkness. Moreover, the cult of the sun often intersected with other aspects of religious belief, shaping rituals, myths, and even political structures. In ancient Mesopotamia, for example, the Babylonian king was seen as the earthly representative of the sun god Shamash, imbuing the monarchy with divine legitimacy. However, delving deeper, there's a dark underbelly to it all. In the epic adventures of Baal, there lies a shadowy narrative of power struggles, divine rivalries, and the eternal conflict between order and chaos. These themes intertwined with Baal's story not only captivate, but also reveal the darker, more primal aspects of human nature. Moreover, their resonance and impact on modern literature and culture are profound, shedding light on the perennial complexities of the human condition. Baal's association with Taurus and the zodiac ties him closely to the agricultural cycle, particularly the renewal of life in spring. His mythological journey from conquering death to subduing the Taurus bull reflects humanity's reverence for the sun as the source of vitality and sustenance. His story serves as a powerful metaphor for the eternal cycle of growth, decay, and renewal, mirroring the seasonal changes that governed ancient agricultural societies. Here's the darker aspect. Offerings to the sun gods included sacrifices, sometimes human lives, as desperate attempts to ensure favorable conditions for crops and prosperity. By examining the Baal cycle, we can gain insights into the history, symbolism, and influence of Canaanite mythology on modern society. They emerged as a distinct cultural group in the Levant during the 14th century BCE, contributing to the birth of the Baal cycle. Throughout the epic poems, we can see the different aspects of Baal's character, such as his heroic deeds and his relationship with the gods, which have become an integral part of mythology and literature. As I said, it's been used as a source of inspiration for many modern works of art, literature, and film, further demonstrating its impact on our culture. The cycle consists of poems in Ugaritic, an ancient language written in cuneiform in the city of Ugarit, northeast of modern-day Syria. Ancient Near Eastern literature and culture were transformed by the discovery of the poems by French and Syrian archaeologists in the 20s and 30s. Cuneiform, first developed by the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia in around 3500 BC, considered the oldest form of writing still in use today. As the Canaanite god of rain, fertility, and warfare, Baal is the protagonist of the Baal Cycle, and the story themes of love, betrayal, and redemption are intricately woven throughout a story full of power struggles, alliances, and battles. It introduces to us a number of otherworldly characters, including El, the father of all gods, Anat, the goddess of death, and Mat, the god of rebirth. The mythology of the ancient Near East depicted Baal as part of a pantheon of gods, each with its own attributes and roles. Various cultures and times associated different gods with Baal. I'll give you a quick look at a few gods who were associated. A lot of Canaanite and Phoenician mythologies made El the supreme god, often depicted as Baal's father and Pantheon's head. He was the father of the gods. El was the most important god in the Canaanite and Phoenician pantheon. He was seen as the creator of all things and was believed to preside over fertility, weather, and the harvest. He was also viewed as the protector of humanity and the source of justice and wisdom. The goddess Anat was connected to war, fertility, and hunting. Often she was portrayed as Baal's sister and consort. She helped Baal fight different enemies in the Baal Cycle, where she was an important part of the story. Anat was seen as a powerful and strong goddess who could protect and support her brother. Also seen as a fertility goddess, as she was associated with the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Connected to hunting, often depicted with a bow and arrow. The goddess Asherah represents fertility, nurturing, and the earth. She was the divine mother figure in El's consort. Asherah was a fertility goddess, so she was often associated with agriculture and nature. Also seen as a protector of women and children, she was a symbol of motherhood and nurturing. Her relationship with El and Baal highlighted her importance in the divine community, as she was the matriarch of the gods. A god of death in the underworld, Mat. He fought fiercely against Baal during the Baal Cycle and was a powerful opponent of the god. Mat was seen as a dark force that threatened the safety of the gods, and his battles with Baal were seen as a metaphor for the struggle between good and evil. In some myths, Mat is seen as the embodiment of chaos and destruction, while Baal is seen as the protector of good and order. Often viewed as a force of evil that must be fought and defeated in order for the gods to maintain their power and control. He is the antithesis of Baal, and El is seen as the bringer of death and the destroyer of life. There was a sea god named Yam in Canaanite mythology who was a rival of Baal. He's the chaotic, destructive force of the sea. Stories about Baal's struggle with Yam were common. In these stories, Yam is often an adversary who fought with him in order to prove his power and strength. As he was associated with chaos and destruction, seen as a force of nature that needed to be controlled by the gods. As the story begins, Baal and Yam, the god of the sea, challenge each other for dominion over the earth. Yam is described as a massive, serpent-like creature that is capable of swallowing entire armies. As a result of the competition, Baal wins, establishing his dominion over nature. Baal gradually rises to power in the pantheon of the Canaanite gods, becoming the central figure of the religion, ultimately challenging Mat, the god of death, and emerging victorious. This victory gives Baal the power to control the cycle of life and death, and to bring fertility and abundance to the land. The story serves as a metaphor for the triumph of life over death, of order over chaos, and of civilization over nature. This story is strikingly similar to the story of Christianity, in which Jesus Christ is seen as the victor over death and the bringer of life and abundance. Jesus is seen as the one who brings order to chaos and civilization to the world. Keep that in the back of your mind. There are many interpretations of the Baal Cycle, for instance. Some see the cycle as a representation of the struggle between good and evil, with Baal being a symbol of light and hope in the face of darkness and chaos. Then there are those who interpret it as a metaphor for the changing seasons. For example, the death and rebirth of Baal is seen as a metaphor for the cycle of the agricultural year, with the death of the crops in winter and the rebirth of land in spring. Or it could be interpreted as an allegory for the inner spiritual journey of an individual. Baal's struggles and triumphs against various adversaries may represent the obstacles and challenges one encounters along the way to spiritual enlightenment. Battles and trials represent different aspects of the human psyche or spiritual forces that must be overcome, and can be interpreted as symbolic representations. In light of this, a Gnostic interpretation of Baal could be Baal is a symbol of archonic or demiurgical forces associated with the material world. In contrast to the limitations and constraints of the material realm and the archontic or demiurgic powers that govern it, Baal's struggles and triumphs could symbolize the struggles of the divine spark, the spiritual essence within individuals. Across diverse cultures and mythologies, a common thread emerges in the form of stories that echo the cyclical rhythms of the solar cycle and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. From the ancient Near East, where Baal's mythological journey embodies the seasonal changes and agricultural cycles governed by the sun, to the mythology of ancient Egypt, where the god Osiris' death and resurrection symbolize the annual flooding of the Nile and the subsequent fertility of the land, parallels abound. Likewise, in Greek mythology, the tale of Persephone's descent into the underworld and her subsequent return mirrors the cycles of the seasons, with her mother Demeter representing the earth's fertility. Even in Norse mythology, the story of Baldur's death and eventual return from the underworld reflects the changing seasons and the promise of renewal. In exploring the connections between Jesus Christ and solar symbolism, we find profound parallels. Jesus, called the Son of God, embodies qualities associated with the sun: light, life, and spiritual illumination. His birth coinciding with the winter solstice and his resurrection with the spring equinox suggest a symbolic alignment with the sun's seasonal journey. However, this raises the question: does our reverence for Jesus as the light of the world inadvertently blur the line between spiritual truth and ancient sun worship? Similarly, the motif of sacrifice, present in both Jesus' crucifixion and the rituals of the sun gods like Baal, as well as other deities such as Huitzilopochtli, Ra, Inti, and Amaterasu, underscore the universal human quest for divine connection and redemption across diverse cultures and mythologies. I think what people may fail to realize is that whether true or not, the concept of a demiurge, a creator deity responsible for the material realm of duality, is deeply ingrained in many religious and philosophical traditions. While some perceive this demiurge as a jealous god who demands sacrifice and obedience, there's another side to consider. In some interpretations, the demiurge serves a necessary function in the cosmic order, facilitating the experience of duality and providing the catalyst for spiritual growth and evolution. This perspective invites us to reconsider our understanding of divine creation and the role of perceived limitations in the human journey towards enlightenment. Jesus' questioning on the cross is poignantly expressed in his cry, my God, why have you forsaken me?" This moment encapsulates a profound theological inquiry, reflecting Jesus' human experience of suffering and doubt in the face of divine silence. A moment of existential anguish, where Jesus, as the embodiment of the true Father of life and light, grapples with the apparent absence of divine presence and intervention. This poignant expression of doubt amidst suffering underscores the depths of Jesus' humanity and the complexity of his divine mission. As for the supposed return of Jesus, beliefs vary widely among Christian denominations and eschatological interpretations. Some anticipate a literal return of Jesus in the flesh, fulfilling prophecies of a second coming, while others envision a symbolic or spiritual return, heralding a new era of divine revelation and redemption. Additionally, notions of reincarnation or the emergence of a new Messiah are contemplated by some theological perspectives, each offering unique insights into the nature of divine intervention in human history. Central to many of these beliefs is the notion of divine judgment and the revelation of God's ultimate plan for humanity. In this narrative, the return of Jesus or the emergence of a chosen figure signals a time of reckoning, where the deeds of the individuals and nations are weighed against divine standards of justice and righteousness. Adding a layer of complexity to these interpretations is the notion of genetics, lineage, and bloodline, often intertwined with these eschatological themes. Some traditions speculate about a divine seed or lineage, tracing back to biblical figures such as David or Abraham, which plays a role in the unfolding of God's plan for salvation and redemption. This genetic aspect can symbolize continuity and inheritance within the divine covenant, linking past, present, and future generations in a sacred narrative of faith and destiny. Ultimately, beliefs about the return of Jesus and the fulfillment of divine prophecy reflect the diversity of human religious experience and interpretation. While theological debates persist, the overarching hope is for the revelation of God's ultimate plan and the establishment of justice, peace, and harmony in the world. Humanfluence, out. In the vast mosaic of human history, few celestial bodies have captured the collective imagination as deeply as the sun. From the very inception of human consciousness, the sun has been an object of awe, reverence, and worship for countless cultures across the ages. In this contemplation of ancient solar devotion, we shall set out on an exploration through time, exploring the intricate fabric of beliefs, rituals, and cosmologies that have woven the sun into the very fabric of human existence. As we traverse the epochs of history, one common thread emerges. The sun, in all its brilliance, became a metaphor for the divine, a symbol of life, renewal, and transcendence. These ancient cultures looked to the sun not just as a physical entity, but as a manifestation of the cosmic order, a bridge between the earthly realm and the divine. When we consider the shared attributes associated with the sun across these ancient belief systems, we find common archetypal elements. These include the ideas of light and illumination, life and vitality, cycles and time, divine and transcendent power, a central and unifying force, heroic journeys and transformation, and the principles of order and balance. How deeply these archetypal themes resonate with the human experience becomes evident when we recognize that they speak to fundamental aspects of our existence, both in the physical and metaphysical realms. I mean, look, it's not hard to believe they worship the sun when we see how profoundly these elements reflect the core of our shared human consciousness. As we delve into the ancient Egyptian pantheon, we gain insights into not only their spiritual reverence for the sun, but also their pragmatic understanding of its life-sustaining power. The Egyptians recognized the sun's role in providing light and warmth, essential for agriculture and the sustenance of their civilization. This fusion of the sacred and the practical highlights the deep connection between human survival and the celestial realm. The ancient Egyptians, with their unrivaled mastery of architecture and celestial observation, held the sun deity Ra at the pinnacle of their pantheon. Ra, the radiant sun god, was not only the source of light and warmth, but also the symbol of life and creation itself. The Egyptians believed that Ra traveled through the sky during the day and journeyed through the perilous underworld at night, being reborn at dawn to illuminate the world anew. This cyclical sojourn mirrored the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, central to Egyptian cosmology. I am the one who crosses the celestial ocean. I am Ra, the radiant sun god who brings light to the darkness. This passage from the Book of the Dead portrays the journey of the soul, identifying with Ra, the sun god. The celestial ocean symbolizes the cosmic journey of the soul through the afterlife, guided by the sun's light. Moving across the ancient world to the Indus Valley, we encounter the Vedic traditions of India, where the sun was personified as Surya, the radiant god of illumination. Surya was considered the ultimate source of energy, symbolizing the divine light that permeated all aspects of existence. The Rig Veda, one of the oldest texts in human history, is replete with hymns extolling the glory and power of Surya. These hymns not only captured the reverence for the sun, but also conveyed a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all life on earth. From Ovid's Metamorphoses, the young day opens as the sun god Apollo rises from the eastern waves, shedding his rays upon the world. Ovid's word evoked the timeless image of Apollo, the sun god, heralding the arrival of a new day. The description of the young day signifies renewal and rebirth, with Apollo's rising symbolizing the return of light and vitality. Again, here we have the fascination with the sun as a symbol of hope and the eternal cycle of life. Among the Mesoamerican civilizations, the Aztecs held the sun deity Huitzilopochtli in great esteem. Huitzilopochtli was not just the sun god, but also the god of war and conquest. The Aztecs believed that their sun god required regular offerings of human blood to sustain his energy and ensure the sun's continuous passage across the sky. This belief led to the grisly practice of human sacrifice, which, while horrifying to modern sensibilities, underscored the profound significance of the sun in their cosmology. In ancient Rome, the sun was personified as Sol Invictus, the invincible sun, and was celebrated with grand festivals, most notably the Sol Invictus Festival on December 25th. The Roman Empire, with its vast reach, helped disseminate the worship of the sun throughout its dominions, leaving an indelible mark on the spiritual landscape of Europe. One cannot overlook the Native American cultures, where sun worship was deeply intertwined with their spiritual beliefs. The Hopi, for example, considered the sun as the father of all life and the source of wisdom and knowledge. Sun dances, in which individuals fasted, danced, and prayed, were central to their religious practices. Indeed, allow me to elucidate, it's not merely a world of sunshine and illumination. For just as day inevitably gives way to night, there exists a shadow cast by the sun. The Mochi people of ancient Peru practiced human sacrifice as well as part of their sun cult. Archaeological evidence, such as murals and pottery, suggests that they engaged in ritualistic killings of captives, often as offerings to the sun god. In the ancient Canaanite religion of the Middle East, there is evidence of child sacrifice associated with solar deities like Baal. It was believed that sacrificing the firstborn children could ensure the sun's favor, harvests, and fertility. The Aztecs, as previously mentioned, practiced one of the most well-documented and chilling forms of solar worship. The Incas, like the Aztecs, also practiced human sacrifice in the name of the sun god, Inti. Children, often selected for their purity, were sacrificed as part of elaborate ceremonies, with the belief that their innocent souls would help appease the sun and secure favorable conditions for the empire. The Roman Emperor Heliogabalus introduced a new sun god, Elagabalus, into the Roman pantheon. His attempt to elevate this solar deity led to bizarre and controversial rituals, including the practice of ritual prostitution, which generated public outrage and eventually contributed to his downfall. These examples further illustrate the unsettling and sometimes extreme lengths to which certain cultures went in their devotion to solar deities. They reveal that human sacrifices, often of the most vulnerable members of society, were seen as necessary to maintain the sun's favor and ensure the well-being of the community. Such practices reflect the dark underbelly of solar worship and serve as sobering reminders of the complexities and contradictions inherent in human spirituality. A potent reminder that human beliefs, no matter how significant or spiritually elevated, can sometimes lead to the most extreme and gruesome rituals. This duality of reverence and sacrifice further underscores the complex nature of human spirituality. In their veneration of the sun, these civilizations unveiled a profound longing, a desire to forge a connection with the universe, to grasp the enigmas of existence, and to discover meaning in the perpetual dance of day and night, life and death, creation and dissolution. The duality of sun worship encapsulates a profound paradox in human spirituality. On one hand, the sun is revered as the ultimate source of life, light, and divine wisdom. It symbolizes enlightenment, cosmic order, and the cyclical rhythms of existence. It has been personified as a deity in various cultures, representing the divine and the eternal. Conversely, the darker side of sun worship reveals a complex facet of human belief systems. In some cultures, this reverence took a troubling turn, leading to these extreme and gruesome rituals. This duality underscores the depths to which human beliefs can sometimes lead, where the same celestial entity that represents life and renewal can also be associated with death and destruction. At the end of the day, it prompts us to explore the nuanced interplay between faith, tradition, and the extremes to which people may go in their devotion to what they hold sacred. Humanfluence out. Hey, it's Joe. Welcome back to Humanfluence, and welcome to a journey through the radiant tapestry of human spirituality, where the sun god emerges as a vibrant and multifaceted symbol of wisdom and illumination. Imagine the sun as more than a celestial body. It's a profound archetype that connects us deeply with the cosmos. Through ancient traditions, we celebrate pivotal moments like solstices and equinoxes with rituals that align us with the sun's life-giving energy. Sacred symbols like the solar cross and the flower of life highlight the sun's role as the ultimate architect of creation and balance. Practices such as yoga's sun salutation and the mystical significance of solar eclipses invite us even further to explore the sun's transformative and enlightening power. Join us as we unravel the mysteries of the sun and discover how its brilliance can illuminate our own path. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Through various cultures, the sun has always held a special, almost sacred significance. In ancient Egypt, for example, Ra was not just the sun god, but the very creator of life, embodying the cosmos' order and renewal. Similarly, in Hinduism, Surya, as celebrated in the Rig Veda, is seen as a guiding light of truth and wisdom. The Bible also makes a powerful connection, with Psalm 84:11 stating, "For the Lord God is a sun and shield," symbolizing divine protection and guidance. The Native Americans, too, honored the sun through rituals like the sun dance, celebrating its life-giving and renewing power. The Mayans, on their part, revered Kenich Ahau, whose daily journey across the sky represented life's eternal cycles. And in Taoism, the Tao Te Ching reflects on the sun's role in the natural order, emphasizing the balance between light and darkness. These diverse traditions highlight the sun's universal role as a symbol of divine energy and cosmic balance, illustrating its profound impact across different spiritual landscapes. Akin to a celestial orb of wisdom, casting its luminous glow upon our voyage through the sunlit realms of mythology, the hidden sunspots of the occult, and the scorching depths of esoteric enlightenment. This radiant journey is not unlike the sizzling dance of a solar flare, transcending the mundane as we strive to unlock the fiery codes that safeguard the radiant secrets of the cosmos and our starlit destiny within its blazing cosmic theater. But what lies at the heart of this celestial enigma? Let's dive into the mystical tapestry of the sun god, where even the figure of Jesus as a sun god finds its place. Cosmic cycles weave themselves into the reverence of the sun god across various traditions. Solstices and equinoxes stand as celestial signposts, marking pivotal moments in the solar year. These events become opportunities for rituals and ceremonies that honor the sun's ever-changing dance across the sky. In these moments, practitioners seek to attune themselves to the cosmic rhythms, forging a profound connection with the sun god. Hermeticism, with its principle of as above, so below, calls us to contemplate the sun god as a microcosm of the divine, within the macrocosm of the universe. The principle underscores the interconnectedness of all things, emphasizing that the sun, as both a celestial body and a symbol, reflects the divine order present throughout the cosmos. Thus, by understanding the sun god further, we gain insight into the workings of the universe itself. The sun's daily cycle of rising, setting, and the transformative light it brings reflects a deeper cosmic rhythm. It's not just about physical light. The sun symbolizes the cycles of life, death, and rebirth that are fundamental to existence. Each day the sun gives life, disappearing at night and then reappearing with renewed energy, much like we experience cycles of growth and renewal in our own lives. In ancient cultures, the sun was seen as both a life giver and a force to be reckoned with. While it was celebrated for bringing light, warmth, and growth, it also had a darker side that people took very seriously. For example, in Mesopotamia, Shamash was the sun god who symbolized justice, but his role also included enforcing tough laws. In Egypt, Ra was a powerful deity who not only created and sustained life, but also had to fight the serpent Apophis to keep order in the cosmos. The Aztecs and many others believed human sacrifices were required to keep it rising every day. A plentiful harvest for the year, and the deities were personified. These examples show how ancient cultures recognized that the sun's power was a double-edged sword. It was vital for life, but also held a potential for destruction. This dual nature was woven into their spiritual practices and daily lives, reflecting their deep respect for the sun's complex role in their world. The sun became a deity because of its crucial role in sustaining life in the natural world. Ancient people noticed how the sun's light and warmth were essential for crops to grow, for warmth, and for making the passage of time. As a result, they personified the sun as a powerful, godlike figure who controlled these life-giving forces. This led to the creation of solar deities, who were often seen as responsible for creation, life, and cosmic order. By worshipping these sun gods, ancient cultures sought to harness and honor the immense power of the sun, ensuring it continued favor and influence in their daily lives. Now, let's turn our attention to the black sun, which is a symbol with complex and layered history. In esoteric and occult traditions, it often represents hidden knowledge and the transformative power of darkness. For example, in alchemy and Hermeticism, the black sun symbolizes the concept of the dark night of the soul, a period of inner struggle and purification that leads to spiritual enlightenment and rebirth. It's seen as a process where confronting our own shadow can ultimately lead to personal growth and understanding. Historically, the black sun also has roots in ancient symbolism. In pre-Christian traditions, it was sometimes associated with celestial cycles and the cyclical nature of existence. It represented a form of cosmic balance or duality, reflecting the idea that light and darkness are interconnected and necessary for one another. However, the symbol's history took a dark turn in the 20th century. The black sun was appropriated by Nazi occultists and used in their ideology, distorting its original meanings and associating it with their controversial and harmful beliefs. This appropriation has tainted its symbolism in many modern contexts, leading to a more negative connotation in many circles. Today, in various modern occult practices, The black sun is often reinterpreted to represent the exploration of one's inner self and the pursuit of deeper spiritual truths. It invites us to delve into the unseen and the often challenging aspects of our psyche, offering a pathway to personal transformation and enlightenment. Despite its complex history, the black sun remains a potent symbol for those seeking to understand and integrate the shadow aspects of their being. Now, within the realm of esotericism, sacred geometry takes center stage. Symbols such as the solar cross, the flower of life, and the seed of life are imbued with profound esoteric significance. They serve as keys to unlocking hidden wisdom, revealing the intricate patterns and harmonious design of creation, a testament to the sun god's role as the ultimate architect. The solar cross is a profound symbol that holds deep significance in the realm of solar mysticism. This symbol represents the harmonious distribution of solar energy across the four cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. In essence, it illustrates the idea that the sun's radiant energy touches every corner of the earth, promoting equilibrium and balance. This balance extends not only to the physical aspects of the world, but also to the metaphysical and spiritual realms. It serves as a visual metaphor for the interconnection of all things, again echoing the Hermetic principle of as above, so below, which emphasizes the idea that the macrocosm, or the universe, reflects the microcosm, or our individual existence. In this context, the solar cross becomes a potent symbol, illustrating the cosmic harmony and unity that underlie our understanding of the sun's influence on both the material and spiritual dimensions of life. The sun, traditionally seen as a symbol of radiant energy and life-giving power within numerous cultures, is intimately linked with the flower of life's representation of creation. It implies that the sun isn't merely a celestial body in the sky, but a cosmic force, intricately involved in shaping the very essence of existence. In essence, the sun becomes a metaphorical architect, contributing to the formation and sustenance of life. Within the design of the flower of life, its overlapping circles reveal essential and recurring patterns. These circles, when they intersect and interact, generate intricate shapes and forms. The significance lies in the belief that these patterns aren't just aesthetically pleasing, but fundamental to life and creation itself. It's as if the flower of life symbolizes the universe's building blocks, providing insights into the structure, order, and interconnectedness that define the very fabric of the universe. The seed of life, a sacred geometric symbol, holds profound significance as it symbolizes the very essence of potential and the genesis of all life. Within its intricate design, the seed of life encapsulates the idea of the sun god as the divine creator. It serves as a visual representation of the moment when the universe was poised at the brink of creation, brimming with potential and ready to burst forth with life. The symbol also signifies the sun's pivotal role in the cosmic act of creation, much like the nurturing warmth of the sun is essential for life to flourish on Earth. As we journey further into the inner realms, we encounter the concept of chakras and energy centers. The sun is intimately connected with the solar plexus chakra, a radiant center of personal power and self-esteem. By aligning this chakra, we harmonize with the sun's energy, fostering not only physical vitality, but also spiritual growth and self-empowerment. Going back to the pantheon of solar deities, you can see how they mirror the sun god's diverse aspects. Ra, with his creative force, stands as a symbol of divine creativity, while Helios, in his daily journey, embodies the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Each solar deity encapsulates a unique facet of the solar archetype, inviting us to explore these dimensions in our own spiritual journey. Esoteric symbolism further deepens our understanding of the sun god. In the tarot, the sun card radiates with the promise of enlightenment, symbolizing the inner illumination that results from aligning with the divine source. Alchemical texts, too, speak of the sun as the philosopher's stone, a catalyst for the transformation of the self into spiritual gold. Solar eclipses and their celestial drama hold esoteric significance. These rare events are often seen as moments of profound transformation and energetic shifts. In the occult, they mark potent opportunities for ritual work, inner alchemy, and personal evolution. During a solar eclipse, the temporary disappearance of the sun symbolized the potential for inner transformation and renewal, echoing this eternal cycle of life and death. Solar mirrors and lenses represent tools of the occultist and mystic. They capture and concentrate the sun's rays, symbolizing the harnessing of divine energy for purification and enlightenment. Through their use, adepts aim to reflect and amplify the inner radiance that mirrors the sun god's brilliance. Throughout history, humanity has celebrated solar festivals with reverence and joy. The solstices, marking the zenith and nadir of the sun's arc, have been observed with rituals that connect us to the cycles of nature. These celebrations, such as the summer and winter solstices, align us with the sun god's symbolism in the changing seasons, fostering a deep connection to the rhythms of life. Enter Jesus, who in some interpretations embodies qualities of the sun god. In Christian mysticism, Jesus is often seen as the light of the world and the source of divine illumination. His life and teachings are believed to guide seekers on the path of spiritual enlightenment, much like the sun god in other traditions. Now, while one might be seen as the son of God and the other as, well, the sun god, they both share a common mission, keeping us out of the Dark Ages. Moreover, across different cultures and traditions, the sun god is often associated with various symbols that further deepen its mystical significance. The sun wheel, a circular symbol with spokes radiating outward, represents the sun's eternal journey and its role as a guiding force. The sun cross, with its arms extending in all four directions, signifies the sun's ubiquity and the balance it brings to the cosmos. Back to the Native American cultures and their sun dance, which was a sacred ceremony that celebrated the sun's life-giving power. What's interesting was participants would dance in the open air, often with their chests pierced by wooden skewers attached to leather thongs, as an act of devotion and sacrifice to the sun god. In ancient Egypt, the winged scarab beetle symbolized the sun god's daily journey across the sky, representing transformation, protection, and rebirth. And in ancient Mayan civilizations, the sun god was often depicted as a resplendent figure with a radiant headdress, symbolizing its divine authority and the power to sustain life in the world. These symbols and traditions reflect the enduring mysticism and universal significance of the sun and the sun god across diverse cultures and epochs. In the radiance of the sun god, we discover a mirror reflecting our own luminous potential. Think of Earth as a garden and the sun as our lamp, casting light and warmth that make life flourish. Let's cherish the sun's role and nurture our garden with intention. Just like the sun illuminates our world, may we find clarity in the light we seek and the insights we grow. Humanfluence, out.